Good evening, friends. Today we are with Major Vivek Soni, an ex-army veteran. Works in Hyderabad into drone technologies now, but he has been into army. He completed his role in army and came back to serve the society. We will talk to Major Vivek with regard to, say, current scenarios, ops indoor technologies, advancement, and how army has an impact on life for each and every individual or Indian. Let us talk to Major Soni. Hello, Major Soni. How are you? Thanks for calling me. Thank you for joining me, sir. As I was asking, sir, why army? Because you must be having different options for you. No. Why army, you ask? I'm a third generation army officer. My grandfather was in army. My father was in army. His brothers were in army. My brother joined army before me. He is my elder, of course, cousin. No, I actually did not. I'll not say I did not had options, but I never looked beyond army at all. For me, that was my world. जो बच्चा पैदा ही फौज के अंदर, I was literally born in India. When I say literally, my parents were not the first ones who took me in their hands after I was born. You'll be surprised to know. The first person who took me in his hands after the nurse and the doctor was my father's buddy who was with us that time. When I joined army, I met him. He was still there in that regiment which I joined. I joined my father's regiment, 40 medium active. That's right. And he came to me and he asked me about, सर आपने मेरे को पहचाना? अभी ये सोचो, इतना सा बच्चा. Can you remember a person who's that tall and at that age? And then he was just born. Of course. He was the first one who took me in his hand. मतलब पूछने वाले को भी जब समझ उसने पूछा, सर आपने then I asked my father कि पापा मेरे से ये मिले थे और उन्होंने मेरे से ऐसा पूछा है, what is he implying? He said, beta, he was the one who actually took you in his hands for the first time. We were not the first ones. He is the one. I go, oh, yeah. So then I went back to him. I told him, sorry, I was not aware. So this is what I came to know. And now onwards, I'll call you Achan Mohan. Tamil में I think या मलयाली में Achan means father. Okay. So that is my respect to him. And unfortunately, he recently died. About 1 week ago. Which I think you've also seen on my WhatsApp status. I'm sorry about that. But then I actually my very close at that time. My condolences to him and his family. Yeah. So the first thing that comes into my mind is during the current scenario of Sindhu, sir. I just wanted to have a detail about what exactly we did better than Pakistan or maybe China or maybe Turkey, so that they were literally on their toes, or sorry, on their knees within 80 hours. And what is the say part or role of our latest drone technologies, or maybe Akash Tir, or maybe air defense in that? Actually, everything that we did, you see, every operation, whether it's a full scale war or a skirmish or a small scale operation or a operation of Sindoor level or at Kargil level, okay, they are all operations, they are not war. War was 71, 62, 65. A larger role of Indian Navy, like blocking Karachi port so that they can stop their supplies and all. In fact, it was not directly involved, but there was quite a few news that INS Vikrant attacked Karachi, and there was some missile attacks, which was not true, in fact. But um, then also, like, I just wanted to understand how do you see the dynamics of war changed uh, during Operation Sindoor and after post Operation Sindoor? Um, where is the dynamics of war is going? Which direction it is taking? Before I tell you regarding and reference with Operation Sindoor, I'll take you a little behind, okay, to the target. The dynamics never change. Thought process change. The dynamics per se were always related to conventional setup of war. But the thought process changed because the technology is changed. The technology made people understand the warfare in future. The warfare, what we may have in future, will definitely not be a conventional, proper hand-to-hand or close quarter combat kind of a battle. It will be 90% technology, 10% human effort. So that 10% human effort is always there and will always be there, no doubts in that. Ultimately, if you have to capture something, you have to send somewhere. A robot cannot do that. It is a human that has to do it. Not that he will do it, but he has to do it. Okay? Like in Kargil also, this thing happened. We had one majority. Okay. We had completed many things. We have achieved our most of the aims that we had set for. Unfortunately, the politicians, the political thinking, the political thought process, they had a different view. Same thing happened in Sindoor also. See, whenever something starts, everything starts with a spark. The spark was given by Pakistan, that is Pahalgam attack. During Kargil, the spark was the encroachment of the land. Similar thing in history had happened a lot. In Operation Sindoor, the attack was not on the army, it was on the civilians, which actually triggered the anger factor of the Indian politicians. I'll be very specific here of the BJP. Why? Because if you see the history of both the parties, the major parties, BJP and Congress, they already have these set, or should I say, fixed mindsets. The one is always against, one is always with India. And when I say India, I don't mean the India alliance. Okay? I mean India, the Bharat. Yeah. Alright. So let's go with the Bharat only. The India will confuse me also. Anyways, Option 2 showed us the technology and the impact of the technology and also the possibilities, the probabilities available with us as of now and the thought process which has gone into the improvement, rather upgrading the technology during option. We have seen the activities of drone. We have seen the activity, the impact of the loitering munitions, the kamikaze that we call it. We have seen the activities of the AD guns. In fact, this time, Kargil was, I'll say, showcase of artillery. Op Sindoor was actually the showcase of missiles, but on a major level, it was AD, that is air defense. Air defense erstwhile was part of artillery. They moved out. Now that is a separate arm. Okay. So this time Op Sindoor showed us what AD is. They were in shadows earlier. We never came to know their beauty, their impact, their resourcefulness, their lethality. This time we saw it. Right. Artillery is there for sure, but artillery is the third line of defense. Okay. AD goes with the first line itself. That is infantry. Ironically, Sindhu did not showcase the first line of defense. It was directly the support of the first line of defense. Okay. So that makes AD coming in effect. We talked about Navy, INS Vikram. It was there as well as not. Okay. I'll put it that way and I'll not dwell on it too much because I cannot. Understand. Yeah, understand. So, sir, during this conversation, you spoke about kamikazes. Yeah. So, where do you see? I understand you are also into drone technologies. now you're working in Hyderabad. So, where do you see Indian drone technologies at this point of time in comparison to um, the other majors? We have heard, we had heard a lot about Turkey's drone technologies. They were pretty effective in Armenia and all. We had heard about Chinese drone technologies, and like there are people, there are some people from major um, parties or opposition who was kind of going gaga about Chinese drone technologies. Maybe 2 3 months back. But when it came to practicality, I understand Indian companies who are producing drones, or the drone say technologies, capabilities of Indian subsidiaries or maybe Indian say startups are at a more much higher level than that of Turkey and Pakistan. Sorry, Turkey and China. So, what do you have to say about this?
I'm not sure about the Turkey factor, but I'm very clear about the Israeli factor. And yes, about the Chinese too. Um, how should I put it? The Indian history of drones is, if I talk exclusively about Indian per se drones, that is not too old. But if you're asking me about our usage of drones, our history literally goes back to my birth itself. When I say my birth, I mean 1980s. Okay. When we first started using drones. And during that time frame, yes, we were importing them and using them for genuinely for recce purpose, for surveillance of the enemy locations, for taking care of the LC per se, so-called LC, and LAC also. That is the McMahon line on the northeastern sector. Our uh, our manufacturing started somewhere around 2000 onwards. Rather later than that also.
Later than that.
Much
I
later
think
than much later than that, I think.
after this NDA government took place, they came
Yes,
into this.
because they focused on Make in India factor, which actually gave us jump in terms of using everything our own. Because when you use your own, your thought process, your brainstorming, and everything, you are well aware of. Whereas if you're using a separate technology, rather a foreign technology, basic operations might be same. The difference comes where the nitty-gritties are involved. The specifics are involved. That is where the difference comes. The point is, Chinese drones, they have everything available to them because they always work on it. And they've been working on it for quite a long time. So that is why they have many more types also compared to us as of now. What we have are exclusively focused on defenses as of now. Yes, our future is definitely vast. We actually started with the what our in-house manufacturing has been. We started with the agriculture as our base. We started with the surveillance as well as hobbies. Hobbies in the sense नॉर्मल फ्लाइंग कर लिया फोटोग्राफी कर लिया वीडियोग्राफी कर लिया ठीक है बट गेटिंग इनटू स्पेसिफिक्स लाइक 3D मैपिंग ऑफ द area then getting details about the forest, getting details about population, about the traffic, about the controls that are required. Because you cannot have everything related, or should I say, dependent on one system only. You have to use everything available. Drones can help. They can act also. But again, they have to act based on some command. Who will give that command? If it is coming from a foreign country, you can always seize it. So if it is your own, nobody can have. Nobody can seize it. Nobody can stop it. Right. Which we saw in Sindoor.
Right. So, going beyond, sir, after option two, we see a lot of surge in, say, Indian defense market. People are going gaga about our missile technologies, our AD, Akash D.
Akashti.
Akashti, I'm sorry. Akashti to be very precise, and our drones. So, what do you see like Indian defense production as a market, manufacturing as a market, go in next 10, 15 years?
You're talking about specific to drones?
Not
Or you're talking
specific to drone. I see like
defense technology?
in terms of defense technologies, I also see that India is going to take a big leap in terms of IMCA. That's our sixth generation fighter.
Yes.
And then we have also achieved a 75 kilonewton thrust in terms of our Kaveri engine, which is still below the standard, which should be 85. But then we have done quite well in terms of that. And I believe like Government of India is planning to have a test bed here in India so that we don't have to send our engines for Russia to be tested. So with all these steps, where do you see कहाँ देख रहे हैं आप next 5-10 साल में where we will be standing in terms of defense supply for the world? हमारे weapons already tested देख लिया उन्होंने कि हमारे weapons क्या कर सकते हैं, right?
True. But like it's a well-known fact. India, rather every country for that matter, they never showcase every. कहते हैं ना अपने तुरुप के पत्ते को हमेशा पहचानने पाते हैं.
हाँ, जैसे मैंने सुना था like
So what you saw, what you heard, what everyone for that matter heard about the other countries, whether about India also, nobody shows their true colors always. You have to be literally at the verge of extinction to actually get these things out. So as of now, what you are asking, in the next 5 to 10 years or maybe 10 to 15 years, things will definitely develop and develop into a, unfortunately, in a manner in the speed which will not be good for anybody, to be very frank. Okay? When I say not good for everyone, technology is good, but everything has their limitations. अगर आप ये बोलो कि हम इसकी मदद से ऊपर जा सकते हैं, हम चांद को क्रॉस कर सकते हैं, जुपिटर को क्रॉस कर सकते हैं, यस वी कैन, नो डाउट इन दैट. अगर आपको लगता है कि हम ये नहीं कर सकते, देन वी आर एक्चुअली फॉल्सिफाइंग आवरसेल्व्स. पॉइंट भी, अगर आपने रामायण पढ़ी हो, महाभारत पढ़ी हो, और देखना इज डिफरेंट इशू, ठीक है. अगर आपने ये दोनों बुक पढ़ी, बिलीव मी, वी आर वेरी मच लैकिंग. व्हेन आई से वी, आई मीन द वर्ल्ड इटसेल्फ एज ऑन डेट, जिसे हम 21st सेंचुरी कहते हैं, वी आर लिटरली लैकिंग कंपेयर टू आवर what should I call it?
ancient technologies.
Ancient technologies are ancestors. Okay. The science of that time was way advanced than what we are having. ठीक है. जैसे हम युगों की बात करते हैं, जो हमारे कैलकुलेशंस हैं, आयरॉनिकली हमारे कैलकुलेशंस आर एक्चुअली क्वाइट वॉन्की कंपेयर टू व्हाट दे हैड. एंड सरप्राइजिंगली हिंदुस्तान की कोई भी चीज हिंदुस्तान में अगर डिक्लेयर हो, nobody will believe. When I say nobody, I mean not even included Indians. वही चीज जब उसके ऊपर बाहर का ठप्पा लगता है, एंड इट कम्स बैक टू इंडिया, पीपल से यार बाहर वाले ने बोला तो सही है, जेन्युइन, नो डाउट इन दैट. मतलब हम बोल रहे थे, कुछ ही नहीं है. हमारी टेक्नोलॉजी, हमारी चीज हमने बोली, कोई नहीं मानता था. बाहर वाले ने बोल दिया तो सब लोग.
सही है. जैसे एक इंसिडेंट शायद 6 महीने पहले या 7 महीने पहले आई हर्ड कि वी हैड बीन हियरिंग अबाउट द सिस्टम कॉल्ड पिनाका, राइट? इंडिजिनियस है, इंडियन डेवलप्ड है, सब कुछ है, बट पीपल वर नॉट, nobody believed in the capabilities of Pinaka until and unless it was given to Armenia, and उनके जो fighting में like Pinaka was a huge success, and then France in fact came forward to buy a couple of batteries of Pinaka.
Yes.
And then Pinaka is a big thing now. People are coming to buy it from India, right?
Sure.
So that answers like a part of my question. And the other part, अभी थोड़ा वहां से हटके, I would like to understand your thoughts into, say, why should our younger generation choose army as a career, and what should they do in terms of getting into the army?
It's actually a very
बेसिकली सर मैं ये क्वेश्चन इसलिए पूछ रहा हूँ कि आई बिलोंग टू ओडिशा. In my place there is a mindset that I will tell you my story. I have already told you my story, right?
you have.
I belong to a family wherein my father was seven brothers and couple of sisters. But when I wanted to get into the army, there was a strong resistance from my family side that no, you cannot go to the army. Okay. I believe it still happens in a lot of families in Odisha. Even if Odisha has a very rich culture of, say, bravery. In fact, we had a pretty huge kingdom of emperor of say Odisha. His name was Karavel, which prolonged up to say from western part of India, which is as of now, until say Cambodia. We used to rule that much of place in terms of our military power. Plus, we were a huge maritime power. We still observe, say, there's a festival called Kartik Purnima, which we still observe. In Hyderabad also we do it, which symbolizes our power in terms of our maritime, say, achievements. But unfortunately, आज उड़ीसा में आप जाइए, आप कोई भी घर में घुस जाइए, like everyone wants their son or daughter to be a doctor or an engineer or go into say general field of services rather than going to armed uh, wings. So, your advice or thoughts on this?
Ironically, even my mother was opposing it. Okay. But since we had a legacy, so I followed it up. I am hoping that my son will follow or my daughter will follow. Okay. Okay. Leaving that apart, coming to your question specific, I tell you one thing very frankly. Armed forces looks good because it is the uniform that matters. But there is also an irony. The pain that we have faced, the negativities that we have faced from people around. You know, जब तक आपके सर पे नहीं आती ना, तब तक आपको उसकी याद नहीं आती जो आपको बचा सकता है. और जो बचा सकता है, आप उसकी ना वैल्यू रखते हो, ना आप उसकी इज्जत करते हो. Have you seen events of US and other foreign countries? Sorry to compare it. You will be shocked to know. Have you ever seen any event where veterans have been called of other countries? Veterans. Veterans means retired people, retired army people, okay? Not just any army personnel. You'll be surprised to know there was a recently event held, naval commander of Indian origin of Indian Navy who passed away at the age of 95 or 97 in Canada. A procession was held by the Canadian Army. Okay. The Canadian government supported it full. They gave full respect, full traditional values of Canadian Army, including the Indian traditions. Every veteran who was present at Canada in that location. When I say every, I mean the Canadians as well as the Indians. They called everyone. Got it. That is the value I'm looking for. I'm hoping. इंडिया में ये कभी नहीं हो सकता. क्यों? क्योंकि हमारी मेंटालिटी ऐसी है. हमारी जो पॉपुलेशन है ना, जनरल पॉपुलेशन दैट यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, आर जनरल पॉपुलेशन मेंटालिटी इज सच कि लोग जो कहते हैं कि यार फौजी है तो क्या हुआ, इसको हर चीज फ्री मिलती है. पीपल डोंट रियलाइज इट. वी नेवर गेट एनीथिंग फ्री. दैट इज द बिगेस्ट नेगेटिव नोशन द पॉपुलेशन ऑफ इंडिया हैज. उनको लगता है कि इसको खाना फ्री मिलता है, इसको दारू फ्री मिलती है, विच इज द बिगेस्ट फैक्टर फॉर सिविलियंस, राइट? दारू फ्री मिलती है, खाना फ्री मिलता है, घर फ्री मिलता है, तनख्वाह फ्री मिलती है. Yes, it is actually thought, right thought. Every civilian in India has this thought, but they do not realize there are two things behind it. Number one, that soldier, that person who is serving his army is not serving just his army. He is serving his motherland with two things on. Number one, a written certificate which concerns to everyone. My life, my life is for my nation, not the people. My nation. And I'm doing it willingly, not under a pressure, not under anybody's version or anything. I'm doing it willingly. You like it, your wish. You don't like it, go to hell. Simple. This is what you guys, sorry, you, not you exactly, the civilians think. And this is what us, the army personnel. When I say army, everyone in the army. Right. Okay. Unfortunately, this part will never go. For that, thought process has to change. The younger generation, if they are sensible enough, they should understand this. उनको ये नहीं समझ में आता कि जो बंदा लड़ने जा रहा है देयर इज नो गारंटी कि वो वापस आएगा या उसकी बॉडी आएगी या सिर्फ उसकी ड्रेस आएगी वापस। ठीक है ना? यंगर जनरेशन को मैं यही बोलना चाहूंगा, एक्सपीरियंस हर चीज का, लाइफ में कभी रिपेंट मत करना। जब तुम जा रहे हो इस धरती से, दिमाग में ये सवाल नहीं आना चाहिए कि यार वो भी ट्राई कर लिया बेटा, पता तो होता कि वो है क्या। ठीक है? वन मोर थिंग इनटू दिस, some of the countries have a policy, I'll call it, that you have to serve X number of years compulsory, irrespective what you are, or where you come from, or which level you come from.
ऑफ द रिकॉर्ड हम लोग अभी बात कर रहे थे,
थोड़ी
इसलिए
देर पहले जो हम बात
Yeah.
कर रहे थे, ठीक है? It should be, no, not should be, it must be implemented in India. It is actually required in India. वहां पे तो ऑप्शनल है कि आप 5 साल या 2 साल या 3 साल बाद क्या करोगे। यहाँ पे स्टैंडर्ड होना चाहिए। इंडिया नीड्स इट। When I say India needs it, I mean not the younger generation, not the people who are already in the army or whose generations are in the army. I mean the politicians. I mean the people who think that they are the kings of this country. I am talking about the people who are so-called bureaucrats. They need to get into it. इंडिया में आप पूरे पॉलिटिकल सिनेरियो में देख लो, कंप्लीट बायोडेटा निकाल लो सबका, यू विल फाइंड not even 10 people of the whole politicians who are in the army.
Who has a TV sound?
Everything and anything, whether served, whether directly or indirectly, okay, you will not find one. And fun part, none of their kids are
Yeah.
aware of it.
Yeah.
ठीक है? There are very few, very, very few. So if I say out of 1.45 billion people, ठीक है, there is not even 100 people from Indian politics, public bureaucracy, who have served in the Indian army. And this policy should be, नहीं, must be implemented for these people only. कि तुम्हारे घर से एक को भेजो, no matter what.
तो मैं तो आई वुड विश के ये कंपलसरी हो जाए सबके लिए।
मैं तो
ग्रेजुएशन ही हटा दो और सबको बोलो 3 साल आर्मी में सब
ना ना 3 साल में कुछ नहीं पता चलता, बिल्कुल 3 साल में कुछ नहीं पता चलता आपको। For the 3 years, for first years, when I say 3 years, I mean only that time. I'm not talking about the training. I'm not talking about the क्या बोलते हैं grace periods that you get in between. I'm talking genuine 10 years. 10 साल चाहिए चाहिए to understand the art. ठीक है? Because जो politics है ना, वो हर जगह घुसी हुई, unfortunately. एक जमाना था, to be precise, श्याम बहादुर का जमाना था, ठीक है, who had the balls to tell, rather to say, it is not possible. As on date, nobody has told you this. Nobody. Not even CDS, not even Chief of Army Staff, not even the present field marshals of Air Force and Navy. Even they don't have the force. There was only one, and he has also left us. Unfortunately, I have always followed him, dedicated. I met him once.
You are one of such lucky persons in the world who saw San Manekshaw.
I'll not say lucky that way, but yes, I am.
Yes, to have a glimpse of that person of that stature
True.
is quite.
I met General Krishna Rao, KV Krishna Rao, tall man, pretty tall, and Field Marshal Man. I met him. I was very
Okay. But then you are lucky. So,
like
how do you see, like, you were telling you belong from Allahabad, currently Prayagraj. So, how do you see Prayagraj or UP brought you up and say influenced you to be there in army? Because I understand Prayagraj, that place, irrespective of the religious value and other thing, it belongs to Chandrasekhar Raja. Plus, it has our airfields, our army bases. So वो जगह का हवा में ही कुछ है क्या?
you'll be surprised to know, being a third generation and following my dad around the whole country, my total life in Allahabad is, I think, if I calculate all the things, including after my marriage, is roughly around 2.5 years.
Okay.
Not more than that, okay? Because I was always with my family, rather with my parents. Yeah, moved around the whole country. Left, right, center, east, west, north, south, whatever you want to call it. I have not seen Allahabad properly yet.
Okay.
Ironically, I belong to Allahabad. I was born in Jhansi. Yeah. I was brought up in India. Sorry, I was brought up in Bharat. Okay. Married to a girl who is a civilian from Allahabad.
Okay.
Okay. My son was born in Allahabad. My daughter was born right here in Secondabad.
Secondabad. Okay.
Okay. So, I'm a hardcore Fauji. The फौज डन से टू कहते हैं ना आप इंसान को फौज से निकाल सकते हो बट फौज को इंसान से
Insan
नहीं
se
निकाल
nahi
सकते
nikal sakte. That's kind of.
So I cannot give you a specific view regarding Prayagraj per se, but I have not seen Prayagraj. To be frank, I've not seen Prayagraj. The only scenes that I've seen are during the chutti that I used to get with my father. The short stint of schooling that I had in Allahabad because my father was posted there. That's all. And that was way too old. I don't even remember too much. Understood. So I can give you a clear picture of Prayagraj
But then,
being the any kind of impact on me regarding joining my army.
so mostly it was from the family side, right?
My father only. Not even family. My father only.
You said your mother was opposing to it, right?
Yes.
So, like you shared one experience, and we'll finish it quickly.
Sure.
You
Whatever.
shared one experience that you saw General Malik Shah. Any other
Field
incidents?
Marshal Mark.
Yes.
Not General.
Field
Field
Marshal
Marshal.
Malik Shah. And then any other incidents which you remember, which you would like to share with?
You know, since we talked about drones, let me also tell you one more thing about myself. I'm a very avid firer also. I have fired all types of weapons, from smallest to the largest. Less the missiles and the rockets. I almost had the chance of fighting a rocket. Unfortunately, it was stopped. Okay, but apart from that,
Was it during
no, nowhere at all. I joined after Parakram. I commissioned in 2003. Got released. I will not say released. Completed my short service tenure of 14 years in 2017. And from then onwards, I am in corporate for the last 8 years almost. During my army tenure, I have tried and tested almost everything. My focus became firing and drones. For a simple reason. One gets you everything, one will get you everything. Okay. Drone can get you everything, but fire will definitely get you everything. Okay. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. If you want, I can explain it. Depends if you have that.
Understood. Like, but then it would be better if you.
Drones help you in getting the knowledge, getting the information. The bullet will get you that position, provided you use it judiciously and properly, and with the right set of minds. I'm a fighter of sniper as well, and I love sniper. Believe me, it is the best weapon in the world. The sniper that I have fired is Drano, and most accurate that I have fired till date, and I just love it. आज की डेट में अगर कोई मुझे बोले ना फौज में जाना चाहोगे, मैं सोचूंगा नहीं, और अगर बोलेंगे क्या करना चाहोगे, एक ही जवाब है, आई गो व्हाट आई वाज, बट आई गो एज अ स्नाइपर. आई एम रेडी टू गो टुडे. जब सिंदूर स्टार्ट हुआ था ना, यू विल नॉट बिलीव इट, आई हैव अ ग्रुप of retired people, retired army officers. About 2,000 odd officers are there, ladies included. We have written a letter to the Prime Minister. We are ready whenever you want us. It was sent. We got a reply also from the serious side as well. That thanks for your job, man. What do you call that? Sister? No. Thanks for your genuinity and your support. Being ex-army. See, every war takes you back at least 10 years. Okay. So to sustain that factor, rather that reduction of 10 years, you need to use people who have been there and done that. Instead of losing the next generation, using the future, better to lose the past years. Because past will still carry on. You can never get away from past. But एक बार future खत्म हो गया ना, your life is finished. To use the past, if it is available to you, better to use the past compared to the future or the present. Always better. That's the rule.
Right, sir. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Same here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we finish this.
Sure.
And probably we'll meet next time.
I hope so. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.